Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Today's video will be on a coded skyscraper Sudoku created by Mandourin. This Sudoku has been taken from Logic Master's Germany portal and has been rated very well on the portal. The thing that struck me most about this Sudoku was the theme. A very beautiful theme for a coded skyscraper Sudoku. As you can see, at the top you have the letters which read duck, D-U-C-K, and even in the first row, mapping the alphabets, you have the same letters. And even on either side of the grid, we have only the letters which read D, U, C, and K. And at the bottom, we have letters which read hippo. A really beautiful theme, a striking theme to say the least. So if you want to try the Sudoku out yourself, the online solving link is given in the description of the video. Please play it out and come back and watch the video. So let us move on to the rules now. Classic rules apply. Each row, column and 3 by 3 box will have digits from 1 to 9, and standard skyscraper rules apply. The skyscraper rules are digits represent the heights of buildings, and taller buildings height smaller buildings from outside view. Okay, so all the digits inside are imagine them as buildings, and they represent a building of their corresponding height. So if for example you have a 5 here, then it means that the building is 5 units tall. If you have 9 here, then the building is 9 units tall. So obviously a 9 unit taller building will be taller than a 5 unit taller building. So each outside clue is the number of buildings visible in the corresponding direction. All given clues have been replaced by letters. Same letters represent same digits, and different letters represent different digits. It's part of the puzzle to find the correspondence. So normally in a skyscraper Sudoku, one would expect to find outside digits, but here you can see that only alphabets have been given. So this basically means that whichever digit is mapped to this alphabet has been encoded. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 alphabets. So which means that from among digits 1 to 9, we need to find 8 digits exactly that can be mapped to these 8 alphabets. And it's up to the solver to determine which alphabet corresponds to which digit. So these are the rules. Seems to be a really interesting one. With that, we'll start solving this Sudoku. So one of the basic things that I try to do when I solve a coded skyscraper Sudoku is to see if 9 can be mapped, because 9 can be easily mapped normally. So let us see if any of the digits can be 9. So obviously D, U, C and K cannot be 9, because let me go to Sudoku mode. Okay. So if any of these digits are 9, let's say you have a 9 here, which means that the corresponding alphabet here will also be a 9. And now you have a violation for the skyscraper part, because when the outside clue is 9, you normally need to have a sequence like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that when you look in this direction, you are seeing exactly 9 buildings, but that will lead to a violation, right? D is 9 here and D is 1 here, so this is not possible. So the same logic applies for U, C and K. So none of these guys can be 9. So let us see if any of these letters can be 9. Obviously P is also not a 9, because then you will need to have a repeating sequence like this in both the columns, and which is clearly not possible. So, and goes on. So this is clearly not possible. So P is not a 9, D, U, C, K is not 9. So let us see if H, I and O are 9. I is quickly eliminated as a 9, because when you have a 9 here, you get a 9 here, right? So U also becomes the 9, but we know that as per rules, different alphabets correspond to different digits. So this cannot happen. So I is also not a 9. Can H be a 9? We have H here, we have O here, we have an O here, right? So I don't see any contradiction if we have a 9 for the H. And similarly, I don't think we have a contradiction for the 9. Okay. Okay. There is something very interesting, guys. Since we can't map 9 directly, both H and O can be 9 possibilities. So it is not clear for us on how to continue. Let us approach the Sudoku in a different way. So all these letters, if you look closely, have the same alphabets mapped to them in the first row, right? By that I mean, right in the first row, in the first cell, you have a clue. So when you have such a case, the coded skyscraper clues can never be 1, 6, 7, 8 and 9. This is you can consider this to be a starting trick. Maybe whenever you have the outside digit as a coded skyscraper clue, and the first alphabet is also the same alphabet as given outside, the coded skyscraper clue can never be 1, 6, 7, 8 and 9. I'll show you why this is not possible. Let us put the digits here first. So when you have D as a 1 here, so what happens is that the D here also becomes 1, but we know that when the outside clue is 1, the first digit has to be 9, right? Because you can see only one building is in that direction and 9 is the tallest building. So which means that 9 has to come here. So that is going to lead to a contradiction. So similarly, when you have 6, 7, 8 or 9, when you have a 6, you get a 6. When you have a 7, you get a 7. And similarly for 8 and 9. Now, an outside 6 means that the first digit can only be a maximum of 4. If you have anything more than 4 as the first digit, then it means that you can see maximum 5 buildings. Let's say you have a 5 here, right? So which means that 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 you'll see 5 buildings, but the outside clue is 6. The similar logic works for 7, 8 and 9. So which means that when the outside clue and the first alphabet are the same, you can never have 1, 6, 7, 8 and 9 for the clues. So this is remarkable because all these clues we now know for sure that must be 2, 3, 4, 5. Superb, right? And all the alphabets are different. So each of these different digit is mapped to a different alphabet. Superb start to the Sudoku, guys. So all these clues must be 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now let us see if we can eliminate further. One of these clues is going to be a 5, which means that the sequence along that direction will be 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Because to see 5 buildings, we need this sequence only. No other sequence is possible. However, it need not be in adjacent cells. It may be distributed. Okay, I don't think we can decipher this right away, but we now know for sure that none of these letters HIPO can be 2, 3, 4, 5 because all alphabets are mapped to different digits. So all these letters will be 1, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Out of these 5 digits, we need to find 4 digits that correspond to these 4 alphabets. But we eliminated the 9 from P, right? P cannot be a 9. We saw at the start, and even I cannot be a 9. This also we eliminated. So can I or P be 1? Normally 1 and 9 have different lots of restrictions. So I'm looking for to eliminate 1 or 9. Let us see if P can take a 1. If P is 1, right? So which means that to see only one building, both of these digits will be 9. This is clearly not possible. So P is not a 1. That's good. So let us eliminate 1 from P. So P is 6, 7 or 8, which means for columns 5 and column 6, in order to see at least 6 buildings, my 9 must be at least 6 cells away. So which means that for column 5, 9 must be somewhere here, and for column 6, 9 must be at least 6 cells away, 9 must be somewhere here. Okay, so the 9s for both of these columns are going into these cells, which means that for the 9 in column 4 has only 3 cells left, right? It cannot be going here, it cannot be going here, because for these two columns we have got the 9s in boxes 2 and boxes 5. So which means 9 must go into these 3 cells. So which means I can be maximum 3, because if 9 is here, it can be maximum 3. So I cannot be 6, 7 and 8. So that's good, beautiful. So we've got I now, I cannot be 6, 7 or 8. So I has to be a 1, and which means that the 9 has to go here. Superb, guys, really nice Sudoku. So I can eliminate the 1 from H and O. So H and O are 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay. Can we decipher these clues further? Yes. So in boxes 2 and box 5, if you see, I can say for sure that 9 must be in one of these cells, right? Because for these two columns, we need 2 9s, and this box is going to contain 1 9, which means that one of these 2 cells would have to be a 9, right? Let us remember that. So which means that the H is not a 9, right? Let us remove the 9 from the H. And now you will see that for the C, 9 can be at max 4 cells away. So it can never be a 5, because 9 needs to be at least 5 cells away, and we know for sure that for the P to be true, 9 can never be in any of these cells. So which means that this is not a 5. And I will remove the 5 from here. Okay, what do we do now? So we know for certain that H, P and O are all 6, 7, 8 and 9, which means that the first digit cannot be 5 or anything more. Okay, so let me write that. So P is 6, 7, 8, 9, which means that this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and okay, O is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, so which means that the first digit is 1, 2, 3, 4. P is 6, 7, 8, so which means that this will be 6, 7, 8, so these digits will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and even for H the same, because you have, if you have 5 or anything more, you won't be able to see 6 buildings, so that is the logic. Okay, so which means that we have got a quadruple in row 9, nice. So the remaining digits we can pencil mark, so these digits will be, these digits will be 5, 6, 7 and 8. This seems to be a tough Sudoku, guys, and after 10 minutes we have placed only one digit. So K, if you look closely at K, it's going to look in this direction, you know. So which means these digits will be hidden, because obviously when you look in this direction, all 1, 2, 3, 4 clues will be hidden. So you can see either two buildings if this is taller than this, or you will be able to see 3 buildings if this is taller than this. So which means that in either case, K is not 4 or 5. So let me remove 4, 5 from there. Oh, sorry guys, we already deduced that. What did I miss? Okay, nothing. I thought that we had eliminated O as a 9, so it's not to be. We have eliminated H as a 9, but not O. So is O, can O take a 9? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And a 9 would be forced here also. Seems possible. Oh, this is superb, guys. We have deduced that P is 6, 7 or 8, but can you see why P cannot be 7 or 8? This is superb, because if P is any of 7 or 8, let us put a 7 or 8 here, doesn't matter, let us put a 7 here. So which means that in order to see 7 buildings, the tallest building must be at least 7 cells away. So which means that 9 gets removed from these cells for both of these clues, and for columns 5 and column 6 you will get both the 9s in single box. Amazing. So which means that P cannot be more than a 6, it has to be 6. Superb. This is superb, guys, really. Okay, so this is not a 7, this is not a 7, it has to be a 6. So which means that I can remove the 6 from here and 6 from here. So 7, 8 and 7, 8, 9. Let us substitute the values here. O is 7, 8, 9 and H is 7 or 8. Okay. This is interesting, guys. And now I know that H is at least 7. So which means that my 9 has to be at least 7 cells away for the column. So 9 goes here and that removes the 9 from here. Beautiful sequence, guys. Superb. So which means this is not a 9. So this becomes 7, 8. Okay. So we got a 7, 8 pair now. And we have deduced that 9 is not mapped to any of the clues. The rest of the digits have been mapped to alphabets. And 9 is the digit which is not going to take any alphabet. Maybe we can put an exclamatory mark and map 9 to that, because this is such a wonderful Sudoku so far. So, okay, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got a 7, 8. Oh, we have a pair, right? So, which means this cell is not a 7, 8. So, let me remove that. So, this is going to be 5 or 6. And now we know for certain that one of these clues has to be a 5. Can this be a 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this seems to be possible. It can be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can this be 5? 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Oh, this is not possible, guys. Superb. So when you have a 5 here, let me put a corner pencil mark. If D is 5, you need to have, if this clue is 5, you need to have this also 5. So which means that this will be 6, this will be 7, this will be 8. But can you see why this is not possible? Because we remove both the possibilities from here. If the 5 clue is D, this is the only possible sequence and 9 must be somewhere here, and that removes both the possibilities for 5. Superb. Both the possibilities from this cell. So which means that D is also not a 5. And I think that may be the break in for this Sudoku. 2, 3, 4. So there is no 5 here. So this U has to be a 5 and the sequence has to be 6, 7, 8 in some order here. So let me write the digit. U is 5 and these cells form a triplet. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So which means 7, 8 is somewhere distributed in this column. If only we knew where it is. So it doesn't seem to be easy. So can we look at the other digits now? We know that P is at least 6, which means that I know for certain that 8 is not going to be in any of these cells. Because even if you were to have the 8 somewhere here, you can never see 6 buildings, guys, because 1, 2, 3 and you'll see the 9, because the next tallest building after 8 is 9. So you can see maximum 4 buildings when you have 8 in these cells, but we need to see 6 buildings. So which means that 6 for box 8 goes here, and using similar logic you can even eliminate the 7. So 7 also goes here. So we got a logged pair now. So that gives us 7, 8 in column 4 and box 8. You can't have 7 or 8 here because that will violate the peak loop. So we know for certain that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the sequence in this column. So which means this is a 7 and this is an 8. And 6 will be somewhere in between, and you will satisfy this clue, skyscraper clue. Okay, so how do I continue now? And even for this column, we know that O is 7 or 8, which means that the 9 is at least 7 cells away. So which means that 9 must be in one of these cells for this column. Okay. And U is at least 5. So U cannot be in any of these 3 cells. And U can also not be in any of these 3 cells because we have a pencil mark of 9 here. So U must be in these 9 cells. Sorry, in these 3 cells. And 9 is already here. So which means this is not a 9 and 9 must be here. Okay. So I don't think still we have enough juice to continue the Sudoku. We need to decipher some of these clues, guys, to continue the Sudoku. At least that's what I think. Okay, one of these digits is a 4. Can we continue with that? I don't think so. That's still lots of freedom. But we know for certain that the D clue cannot be 2, right? Superb. So D is not a 2, guys. Because you know that 9 will definitely be seen in this column, and 9 is not here. 9 is going to come somewhere between these digits, and you will at least see one of these digits, regardless of whether this is 7 or 8. You will at least see one of these and this clue, and that gives at least 3 for D. So which means that D is not a 2. That's a good elimination, I would say. So D is not a 2. So one of these digits is a 2, and K cannot be a 2. Superb. Immediately. So if K is a 2, let me use a red color and show you. K cannot be a 2. If K is a 2, so you will need to see only one other building, which has to be a 9. And we know that 9 can at max be here in this column. It cannot be in any of these cells because of this 9. It cannot be here because of this 9. So 9 can at max be here. So there is no way you can hide all the rest of the buildings in between these clues and still see 2 buildings, right? So in order for this clue to be true, 9 would have to be at least here, so that you can put a 1 and then hide the 9, or in other words you can put the 9 straight away here, but both those things are not possible. So which means that this is not a 2, this would have to be a 3. Superb guys, very nice deduction. I love it. So this is 3, color gets changed, so this is 3, this is 3, and D becomes 4 now, C becomes 2 now. Superb. Fantastic guys. A really nice sequence. So we got 4 digits and we need to decipher 2 more, right? Let us see if we can do that. Okay, so we got C as 2, and we are certain that, as already explained, 9 must be in these 2 cells in order for the clue to be true. So you can eliminate the 9 from here, because if you have a 9 here, you cannot see 2 clues. So which means that this will be a 9. We know that one of these digits was a 9. So 9 cannot be in these 3 cells, 9 must be in these 2 cells. Superb. Now, do we continue further? Okay, this is a strictly increasing sequence. So you have 9 exactly 6 cells away, which means that all these digits will be in increasing order. So this cell will be minimum 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and maximum 8. So let us write the candidates: 5, 6, 7, 8, minimum 4, maximum 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. Right. So H and O are 7 and 8, right? So which means that Okay, I can eliminate 4 from these cells, guys, because if any of these clues are 4, if any of these cells are 4, then you cannot see 7 or 8 buildings, because with the first digit as 4, you can maximum be able to see only 6 buildings. So this is not a 4, this is not a 4. So which means that 4 must be in one of these cells. And I can straight away eliminate 4 from here. Superb, a nice sequence. So if you have a 4 here, what happens is that, right, this becomes 5 because it has to be a strictly increasing sequence to satisfy this outside clue. And now you'll see that 2 has no cell left in that column, because 2 goes here, you don't have any space for the 2. So 4 is eliminated from here. I think this is a very tough Sudoku, guys. It's no way easy. Really. So this 4 gets pushed here. This is not a 4 now. So we just saw that the 4 goes here. This is a 4, which means there is no 4 here. And these cells can't take a 4. And we know that the sequence in this column has to be 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, somewhere distributed here. So 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, this can be in any order, right? And if I have the 9 here, 9, 8, 7, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, sharp reduction you can say. So regardless of whatever happens in this column, 7 must be in these 3 cells, guys. So why is that the case? I know for certain 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would have to be seen. And if I have 7 is obviously eliminated from these cells because 7 is here. And if you have a 7 here, let's say I'll remove the pencil mark from here. If you have a 7 here, for example, I need to see the 8 and the 9, but I can place the 8 here and there is no space for the 9. And now you'll never be able to satisfy the 4 clue. So which means that 7 must be in these 3 cells, and I'll eliminate the 7 from here. So these cells cannot be a 7, which means if this is maximum 6, this would have to be maximum 5, maximum 3, maximum 2. Okay. And now 6 is in one of these cells, right? And I can't have 6 here because I need to see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 is eliminated from here. I get a 6 here and that gives a 5 here. Superb, guys. A very, very tough Sudoku, not easy at all. And because of this 5, I get a 3 here. That gives a 2 and a 1. Superb. And 7 is in one of these cells. 8 is in one of these cells. And 9, we saw that it was in one of these 2 cells. For the 2 clue to be true. Okay, 9 is here and 9 is in row 5 in box 6, which means that 9 must be in one of these 3 cells, and 9 is already here, so 9 cannot be here. Okay, we know that the 3 k is 3 now, so which means that this clue would have to be a 3, right? So which means that this cell would obviously be higher than this, so that we see 3 buildings. So which means that this cannot be an 8, and so this would have to be, this cannot be an 8. Oops. 5, 6 and 7, and this cannot be a 5 because it would be hidden behind the this clue then. So this would be 6, 7 and 8. Okay. And this can not also be a 6, guys, because if this is a 6, then this becomes 5 and both of these digits will remove that. So this is not a 6, this is a 7 or 8. Okay. Still seems to be tough, or unless I'm missing something very apparent. Okay, I know that the D is at least 4, D has to be 4, so 9 is eliminated from here. In this viewing direction, 9 must at least be 4 cells away, so 9 cannot be here. So I know that both H and O are 7 and 8. Can I do something with that? So 8 will at least be 6 cells away for both of these columns, because if 8 is 5 or any cells lower than that, you won't be able to satisfy the clues. Does that give something? So if this is a 7, this becomes 8 and 8 is forced here. Oh, let me see this again, guys. I think this is working. This is 7. Okay, what was it I saw? Don't think I saw anything here. Let us see if we can do something further. We put so many digits here. So 1 is here, so which means that these clues cannot be 1. So this is 2 or 3. Okay, now it may work, I guess. Yes, guys, yes. It's really difficult to say. I'm not sure if this is the intended solve path at this point. So you cannot have O as an 8, guys. If O is 8, so let me do that using a red color. So if this is 8, the H becomes 7, right? And we know that for 8 clue to be true, O is 8, so this cannot be a 3, because if you have 3, you can see maximum 7 buildings, so which means that this becomes 2 and this becomes 3. And now for the H clue to be true, you need to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, because 1 and 2 are already hidden due to the 3 clue being first. You need to see 7 buildings and you need to see all of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So because of the 8 being here, 8 has to be at least 6 cells away, as we saw at the start. Now there is no place for the 7 to go. 7 cannot go behind the 8, because 7 has to be seen. 7 has to be somewhere in front, and you cannot place 7 here. Amazing deduction, guys. A very tough one. Is this the intended solve path? I'm not sure, but really tough to see this way. Really tough to see. So O cannot be 8. I hope it's clear, because if O is 8, this becomes 7 and this becomes 2 and 3, and there is no way you can see all buildings from 3 to 9 here. You can try putting that way. There is no way possible. 8 is forced here because it has to be 6 cells away. You cannot have 8 anywhere here, and now 7 has to be somewhere in these 4 cells. You cannot place 7 anywhere. A tough deduction, guys, but beautiful Sudoku. So which means that O has to be a 7. There is no way possible it can be 8. So this would be 8, and which means that this has to be a 2. This cannot be 3 because H is 8. So this is 2, this is 3. Superb one. I hope this fits, guys. If this also breaks, then I need to close my video. So I hope this is correct. So 8 cannot be in these 3 cells, cannot be in these 3 cells. 8 would have to go here. There is no doubt about that. And we know that 1 is already hidden in this column. So rest of the cells would have to be seen. 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Superb, guys. This is fantastic. 1 is the only digit hidden in this column, and we know that 7 will at least be this much cells away. 7 cannot be placed anywhere in front. You need to see all the digits 3, 4, 5, 6, because 1 is the only digit hidden here. This clue is 8, we know, right? This was an 8. So which means that 1 is the only digit hidden and 7 would have to go here. Cannot be placed anywhere here. So which means I need to see the rest of the digits 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 for this 8 clue to be true. Superb, guys. Very tough one, but really nice. So which means that this triplet will be 1, 8 and 9. So okay, 4, 7, 1, 8, 9. So these digits will be 2, 3, 5, 6, and I have 2, 3 and 5 here. So which means this is a 6 and these cells will be 2, 3, 5. Okay, so this is not a 6 due to classic. 5, 7 and 8. 2, 3, 5, 4 and 6. So remaining digits are 1, 7, 8, 9 in that row. So 1 and 9. So this will be 7, 8, and this will be 1, 7, 8, 9, and this will be a 1, 7, 8 and 9. And now we know that, okay, this is beautiful, guys. So we saw here that because of the H being 2, H being 8 and the first digit being 2, 1 was hidden. And now if you look carefully here, O is 7, right? O is 7, and the first clue is 3. First digit I mean is 3. So which means that 1 and 2 are already hidden, and you need to see exactly 7 buildings. And the only way that that is possible is to see all the buildings starting from 3, because otherwise there is no way possible you can see 7 buildings. So which means that you can never have 7 or 8 here, because that becomes the last digit then, and 9 gets in front and it will hide that. So 7 and 8 can never go the last digit. So this would have to be a 1 and a 9. And 8, if you see, 8 cannot be here. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 will at least be here, but 8 cannot go here. So 8 has to be in these 2 cells, right? Okay, can I do anything further? 4, 5, 6 must at least be here. 7 at least must be here. Oh, beautiful, guys. Where can the 7 be in column 7? There is only one cell if I'm not wrong. So minimum 4 must be here, minimum 5 must be here, 6 must be here. So 7 must be in any of these 3 cells only, right? In order that you can fit the 8 and 9 behind. So 7 must be in one of these 3 cells, and both these cells cannot be a 7. So 7 has to go here if I'm not very much mistaken. So which means that all these digits will be seen. So 4, 5 and 6. Superb, guys. Look how this Sudoku is fitting. Fabulous. Without doubt, I will say that this Sudoku is the best coded skyscrapers I have solved till date. Amazing one. So 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and 1, 2, 8, 9 are the left out digits. So 8 and 9 is here. So this becomes 1 and 2. This becomes 9 is not possible because 9 is in these two cells. So this becomes 1, 2 and 8. And both of these, okay, this is already 1 and 9. So this will be 1, 2, 8 and 9. Okay. So, okay. This is exhausted. I don't think I can do anything here. Can I use the C to get some digits? So I can place the 1 and the 9 here, or the 9 right away here. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, 7 is in these two rows. Sorry guys, that was a moment of blindness. So which means that 7 is eliminated here. So 7 goes here for this column. So 8 has to be in one of these cells, right? It cannot be here obviously because 8 has to be seen. 8 cannot be here. So one of these two cells would have to take an 8. Okay, there doesn't seem to be something there. Okay, I can use some classic, guys. I've got so many digits. So 6 is in row 5 and row 6. So 6 goes in one of these cells, which means that you can eliminate the 6 from here due to classic. So 6 goes here. And 2 must be in one of these cells for the column. So this cell has to be 1 or 3. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and 9 are ruled out. So this is 1 and 3. And this will be 1, 3 and 8. Okay. Okay, this is, oh, you can't have 5 here, guys. Because if this is a 5, then you'll see D we know for sure is 4. So 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9, and you'll see 5 buildings. So 5 is eliminated from here. So 5 is in one of these cells, which means that 5 is eliminated from here, which means this is 7, 8 and we have a 7, 8 pair. Amazing, amazing guys. Really deep Sudoku. So 7 is eliminated from here, K is 5 or 6. So we get a 5, 6 pair. Oh, there is more to this Sudoku. So let me look at these digits. So these two cells are 1 to 8 and 9. And this is not an 8 because 8 is here. So this is 1. 9 is ruled out from here because C is 2. So 9 cannot be here. So this is 1, 2 and 8. Okay. So 5 is in column 1 and these two cells 5 is here. 5 cannot be in rows 7 and 8. So we get this cell as a 5. So which means that this is a 6. So 6 goes into these two cells using classic. And 6 goes into these two cells again classic. Okay, 6 is here. So which means that this is not a 6. And it is not a 5. So this is a 4, which means that this is not a 6. Okay, this is 5 or 8. So digits are beginning to trick now. So even after placing so many digits, still a very tight Sudoku, guys. Superb one. Okay, 5 in box 5 has only one cell left. This cell would have to be a 5. This is a 5, which means that these cells 4, 5, 9, 1, 2, 3 has to be 6, 7 and 8. Right? So this is not a 6. So this is 7, 8. No 7. So this is 6, 8. and because 8 and 9 are in these three cells for the column, you can remove the 8 9 from here. So this is 1 or 7. Okay, so 8 in column 6 now. We already saw earlier that 8 was in one of these cells. Now because of the 8 being here, 8 is forced here. Or in simple way, you can see that due to classic 8 has to come here. So 8 is going to get forced in these cells, and which means that these two cells must take 1 2 1 3. How much long is the video? 35 minutes. Okay. So 2 7 8 4 5 6. So which means that these two cells must be 1 3 and 9. Okay. This is a tough Sudoku, guys. That's why it takes a little bit of time. So this is not a 3, because if you have a 3 here, then 2 3 and 9, which will make you see 3 buildings. So this is not a 3. So this is a 1 or a 9. Okay. So U is 5. 7 is already hidden, and you have a 6 here. So which means that if I see all these two buildings, 1 2 3 4 and 5, superb. So I have to see both of these buildings, because if I don't see any of these, this building is obviously seen because it's the first building. This would have to be seen, because if this is not seen, you can see maximum 1 2 3 and 7 is hidden, so you can see only 4. So this cell, row 5 column 1 is less than row 5 column 2, which means that 5 6 7 8. So obviously 9 cannot be in these cells. So this is 1 2 3 4. This would be 2 3 4 5, right? 6 7 8. Okay, 5 is also eliminated. So this is not a 5, which means this cannot be a 4. 4 is also eliminated. Super. This is not a 4, so this is not a 3. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and 1 2 and 3. Amazing, guys. Breathless Sudoku, really. 4 9. So you can't have a 4 anywhere here, so this becomes 4 9. So you have a 2 here, so 2 is removed from here. 1 8 1 9. Okay, and I can place the 6 now. Only cell left in that box. 6 cannot be in column 1, and 6 goes here. Okay, 4 is not in row 6, so 4 goes here. Classic. 4 6 7 8 9. So which means that 5 must be in one of these cells. So I need to see both of these cells, right? Okay, 2 3 pair. 2 3 4 7 8 5 and 6. So this cell must be 1 or 9. Okay, let me remove the corner pencil mark from there, and let us look at row 8. Almost filled. 2 4 5 8 3 6. So this will be 1 7 and 9, and these digits will be 1 7 and 9. Okay, we haven't looked at this clue at all, right? But I don't think that is resolvable easily yet, because too much degrees of freedom here. What am I missing here? So can this be a 1? So that forces a 9 here, and C can still be satisfied. This can also be an 8, because you'll still see 2 buildings, nothing here. So this one, oh come on, I missed that, guys. So we know that this is seeing 8 buildings. So which means that 8 has to be seen before the 9. So this is not an 8, which means that 8 must be in these two cells, and this is not a 9, because that would hide the 8. So which means that 9 must be in these two cells. 9 has to be clearly behind the 8. And same idea here, 8 has to be here, and 9 has to be in one of these cells, right? 9 has to be in one of these cells, and which means that in rows 1 and 2, 9 is in these two rows, which means for this row, 9 cannot be in these 3 cells, 9 cannot be in these 3 cells, 9 would have to be in these 3 cells, and these 2 cells are 9. So which means this is a 9. Amazing, guys. Tough one. So which means that this has to be a 1, this has to be a 3, and these two cells are 1 and 2, and that gives a 1 2 pair. So this is a 3, which means this is a 2. Just one small deduction. Look, guys, the Sudoku is on fire now. So we're getting lots of digits. So these will be 3 5. I'll remove the corner pencil mark. So this is 3 5, and this will be 1 2 and 9, and we have a triplet 1 2 9. So these cells will be 3 8 for the row, and these 3 cells will be 1 2 and 5. Quickly, I have done till here, because all these are standard classic stuff. So 1 2 5 6 4 7 8 9. Okay, 1 2 5 6 7 8 9. So these cells will be 3 and 4. Okay, I'm getting near the end, guys. Well and truly. Oh, you have a 9 here. Now this D clue becomes very powerful. So which means that all these digits would have to be seen because D is 4. And that means that I cannot have 1 or 2 because this is minimum 3 because the third building would have to be seen. Superb, superb. So this is 8. And I can remove the 8 from here and the corner pencil mark as well. So this becomes 1 now. And because of this 8, this becomes 6. And this cell is not a 6. And this becomes a 6. Classic. This is not a 6. And both of these would have to be seen, which means this is greater than this. 1 6 7 8 9. So which means that 2 3 4 and 5. So this would be 2 3 4 and this would be 3 4 5. Okay, so I have a 3 here already, so this is not a 3. So 1 2 3 and 4. I will see 4 buildings from this direction. Okay, so I have a 3 4 5 triplet. So this is a 2 and this is not a 2, and which means this is not a 2. So this is a 2. So you have a 1 9 pair now. Amazing, guys. No words. Best Sudoku, coded skyscraper Sudoku I've solved, no doubt. So that gives 8 here, that gives 7 here. And using these two 8s, we can get the 8 here and the 9 here. And that resolves this 9 and 1. So which means that this is 4 and 5. So this 7 removes the 7 from here. Still it's not over. 3 6 2. So you have a 3 here, right? So which means that this is a 3, this is an 8. And that gives a 7 here, an 8 here, a 1 here, a 9 here, a 1 here, 2 here, a 9 here, a 2 here, a 1 here, and a 7 here. So this becomes a 7 now. We have set the Sudoku on fire. 1 4 5 9 3 6 and 7. So which means that these two cells will be 2 8, and because of this 8, I get the 8 here and the 2 here, and this is not a 2, so this is 1 5. Okay, final phase of the Sudoku. How do I resolve this? I'm pretty sure that the skyscraper part has to help. This clue obviously is not going to help, it's done already. Can this help? What is the K value? K is 3. So which means that I have seen already 2 buildings. So 9 would have to be seen before the 8. Superb, guys. Final touch, you can say, like a cherry on a dessert. So if you have the 9 behind this, 1 2 3 and 4, you will see 4 buildings in this direction. So which means that 9 has to be in front. So 9 cannot be here. So 9 would have to be here. And that I'm pretty sure will complete the Sudoku. So this is 4. This is 9, this is 1, this is 1, this is 5, this is 5, 4, 4, 3, 3 and 5. And with that we have completed this marvelous creation, guys. And I'm saying this again, this is the best coded skyscraper Sudoku that I've solved till date. What a Sudoku, guys. We saw at the start that some of the important tricks to start this Sudoku, and even in the middle, unless I miss something very apparent, this Sudoku is really hard, but an excellent one. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me solve this Sudoku. Do let us know your thoughts in comments. If you found something better in the Sudoku, we'll be happy to know your thoughts from that, and we'll also be happy to respond to you. So take care until we see you soon with the video. Bye bye.